This is FinTech Futures at Money20 Europe, and I'm joined by Jen Taylor of Plaid. Jen, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak for us today. How are you enjoying the conference?
Thank you. So far, so good. I love coming to these events. It's just such a great opportunity to connect with people and get a sense of what's happening in the industry. Everything is moving so quickly.
Oh, really? Yeah, believe me, I know it is. But thanks so much again for taking the time out. To get started, we'd like to quickly let us know a bit more about yourself and your role at Plaid.
Yep. So I'm president at Plaid, which means basically I oversee strategy and product development for the organization. I've been with the team for about a year and a half now, having built my career really as a product leader across B2B technology companies.
Excellent, excellent. So you're here this week to take part in a panel discussion on the future of credit. And for those not in attendance, can you give us a little bit more information about what you're going to be talking about there and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, the world of lending is really transforming, right? I mean, I think historically, especially in the United States, we've been really grounded in, and we'll continue to be for the future, kind of the bureaus and the information they furnish. But just as we saw digital transformation in the open banking and online banking world, we're starting to see the same in lending, as increasingly organizations are taking advantage of additional signals, specifically cash flow signals, to provide and extend credit to different types of users in different ways. We're seeing a decentralization of lending, where I think in the past, people would typically go to a branch or work with a bank to get a loan. Now we're seeing people do it at point of sale. So it's that real-time transaction, that instantaneous connectivity, and that robust picture that is now available as a result of adding basically those cash flow insights.
Excellent, excellent. Sounds good. Well, I wanted to focus in a little bit on open banking then. I mean, it's obviously in the spotlight in the US again at the moment, with a lot of talk around the future of the 1033 rule. I mean, what's your take on that? How would you describe the current state of play with open banking in the US?
I mean, we very much have regulation in the United States, but the rulemaking is a little bit in flux right now, as the CFPB has been re-examining some of the strategies. But the way that we think about it and what we see both from our customers and as well as their consumers is that, frankly, open banking is here to stay. Really, the transformation that we've seen over the last 5 years, as more and more consumers are embracing and leveraging their personal financial information for financial management, for lending, for investing. I think it is and will continue to be here in the future. And of course, we'll continue to work with policymakers and regulators as we evolve the landscape. But we think it's an exciting time.
Excellent. So, I mean, what would you say are some of the key applications and benefits of open banking then right now? How do you see the technology growing as we go forward?
Yeah. I mean, if you step back and you think about it, it really has been sort of used across broadly the industry. If you look at first and foremost just what started in the embracing of personal financial management and the ways in which users brought that information into understanding and deepening their financial lives. But the leveraging of open banking has also enabled people to embrace and think about banking in whole new ways. Look at Monzo, look at Chime, and then obviously investments and companies like Rocket sort of taking that to the next level.
Excellent. And what would you say the challenges for a fintech like Plaid then trying to scale in the current economic climate as well? And what ways have you looked to adapt to it and ensure your continued growth?
Honestly, part of what is so wonderful about the position we're in, where we are fundamental infrastructure for financial technologies, and we are really helping our customers and their users leverage the insights and the intelligence across our network, really has enabled us to continue to grow and transform from just building a network to building the value-added services on top. Obviously, we've talked a bunch about lending already today. We think that's a great space for us to be able to participate and unlock cash flow underwriting at scale, payments, fraud, there are a variety of different ways.
Excellent. And I mean, given the rapid rate of technological change, as we've already discussed so far, I mean, how have you at Plaid been looking to approach your tech and innovation strategy then to keep on top of current trends?
I mean, for us, it's really in partnership with our customers. Part of what is so wonderful about the position that we're in is we have the opportunity to unlock technologies, watch and observe how companies adopt them, and then help them think about and take them to the next level. I have the pleasure of being on stage tomorrow with Ruth from Affirm. Affirm's been a long-time customer in the United States. It's been wonderful to partner and innovate with them throughout the years and to partner with them now as they continue to move into new markets like Europe.
Excellent. And just to finish things off then, earlier this year, Plaid secured around 575 million in new funding. How are you planning to use those funds then to look towards future growth?
The real focus of the funding was to provide liquidity for some of our employees where their underlying equity, their RSUs were expiring. And so it was really in service of that, as well as a small tender to give a small group of employees some liquidity.
Excellent. Sounds great. Well, thank you so much again, Jen, for taking the time out to speak to us today. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you so much.